Anointed Warriors. What up, spiritual family? And welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Mongoose. If by chance you're tuning in for the first time, guys, I'm not your traditional type of minister, nor is this the traditional type of ministry. For more information about exactly what I mean by that, please stay tuned to the end of the video. But for now, I'd like to again formally welcome you guys, all of you guys that may be tuning in for the very first time, the guys who are somewhat new to subscribing or being subscribed and supporting the ministry. And a special shout, as always, goes out to my longtime subscribers, viewers, and supporters of the ministry. I do value each and every last one of you guys. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to serving you guys, serving the Creator by way of serving the creation. So that's what I got for you guys in terms of the opening, man. We're going to take right off into today's topic, because this is a very important season for a lot of you. Obviously, you know, if we zoom out, it's every day is a new opportunity. He gives us our daily bread. And so each day is kind of like a season within itself. But for some of you out there, this takes on a whole new meaning. This is literally like a very pivotal season for you guys. Some choices, some decisions to either bring in somebody, some things, whether it's person, people, places, or things, or whether it's to let go of some people, places, and things, or maybe there's a combination of both. Different people you have to bring in, and different ideas, views, concepts, whatever that you have to bring in. And at the same time, it's a season to where you may have to let go of some people, places, and things. Whatever the case may be, this is a very pivotal season that you guys are entering into. So I want to touch bases with you guys about that. And you know, I think one way to describe what we would call unwise or unprudent is to make steps in your attitude, in your conversations, in your finances, whatever the case may be. When one takes steps without, at least for a split second, being deliberate, you know, methodical, stoic, in terms of that move, the word they're going to use next, the outfit they're going to buy next, where they're going to put their savings towards next, etc., etc. When one moves forward without taking at least some fraction of a second to consider what's going to happen after I do this? What's next? Like, what am I precisely trying to express, achieve, obtain, avoid in this particular moment, this particular instance, this particular season? What is it? And how is what I'm going to do, say, or think next, how's that going to influence it? To move forward without taking the necessary time to, and however long that time may be, a split second, you know, a couple minutes, couple days, couple weeks, but to intentionally be selective, be methodical, be deliberate, intentional, to move forward without taking the time out to consider those things I just mentioned, that could be a definition of what we would call unwise, unprudent, and if we want to get, downright, kind of in your face, flagrant about it, one could even call that a form of foolishness. And giving the nature of the season that a lot of you guys are now entering, it's much more required. It's much more suggested and advised, recommended, that you take the time to consider what's next. How's what I'm about to say it? How's what I'm about to do or not do going to affect me? What's going to come after that? The winds in your life have been whirling and twisting. And over the last few weeks, maybe even the last couple months, for some of you perhaps even a bit longer, but you've noticed that these winds, even though they're twisting and whirling and they're unrelenting, you've noticed that there's some subtle changes in these winds. And these winds represent all of the storms, the challenges, the mistakes, the opportunities, the shifts in your attitude, your finances, the medical report. The winds, although they remain consistent and unyielding, you've noticed some subtle changes in them. It's not a coincidence that today is April Fool's Day, April 1st, or what people would refer to as April Fool's Day. It's not a coincidence. Because what's at stake in this new season is tantamount to either being or playing the role, because God's children could never be fools, but we can play the role of a fool. It's no different than not being, a rich guy or a murderer on TV, or a monster on TV. You're not a monster in real life, but you can play the role of a monster. You comprehend. So this season is tantamount to either playing the role of a fool or a wise man. Playing the role of a fool or making a fool of your enemies and the naysayers and the critics and the pessimists and the killjoys and all of the different things that you've been struggling with within yourself, the self-doubt, the feelings of unworthiness, guilt, shame, lack of confidence, all the things that we go through on our journey oftentimes to one point or one extent or another. All the different things that had been a part of this whirlwind that's been keeping you in a certain mental, physical, psychological, and social orbit. You're entering into a season. You have entered into a season officially on April 1st. And the moves that you make or the moves that you fail to make are paramount. We have to be very, very diligent. We have to remain focused. We have to pay attention. And of course, we have to stay prayed up. We can't prejudge a situation and enter into something or refuse to enter into something without making sure we're moving in divine timing, making sure we're taking that time, whatever that time period looks like, and is appropriate for that situation, that instance, or what have you. We have to make sure that we're embracing things or letting go of things in a very appropriate and in a very accurate way because of the new season. Again, you've been feeling this. You've been sensing this. The changes in the winds. Now, here on April 1st, it has officially began. You've entered officially into a new season. And you got to be careful. You can't, one of the tricks of the enemy, oftentimes, the enemy presents itself in the form of golden opportunities. And lo and behold, it's a trap all along. It appears and presents itself as a golden opportunity. But it's meticulously crafted and created, designed by the hands of your enemies as a trap. The flip side of that coin is the enemy oftentimes seemingly closes and cements doors and opportunities shut in an effort to convince you that it's not meant for you to go through that door. So this is not a rainbow and unicorn type of path to follow, nor is this a kumbaya Pollyannic type of season when it comes to your need to be vigilant. No, this is a minefield type of season. There's opportunity to, again, play the role of a fool or to actually walk as a wise man or woman. Both of those opportunities are available in this season. And some of you guys, you know who you are. This is resonating straight down to your very fabric, of you, the very essence of you. This is resonating with. Reach out to this ministry if there's any way that I could provide you with information, resources, prayer, or what have you, in an effort to assist you with remaining focused, vigilant, prayed up, discerning, and all of these things. Because this season is just that pivotal. It's as pivotal as if you guys are familiar with the different locusts or a locust. You guys may or you may not be familiar with locusts, but for those of you who are, then you can appreciate and relate to this analogy. For those of you who are not, I'll do my best to explain it. But the season that you now have officially entered into, that's officially began today, is likened unto a locust. Sometimes you go outside and you see a locust itself, or just the empty shell of a locust, outside part, and the outside part is just there, or the locust is actually there, but it's either dead or on the verge of dying. It's either close to starvation and dehydration and it's pierced on the side of a tree. And sometimes it's just an empty shell because the locust and the body is already, decomposed, and, it's just a shell there. But you'll see it there. And whether it's just a shell or if it's the actual locust, you may not know, well, why is it there? What happened to the body of this locust? Or why is the locust still there? It's obvious that it's dying. It's barely alive. If I poke at it, I can, it'll move a little bit, but it's not going to fly off. It's not going to try to escape. Why is that? Why are these things happening? You might also conversely go outside and oftentimes see a locust laying flat on its back, and it's just spinning around in circles, and it can't seem to get up. It's going to stay there until it remains no more. And again, you might ask yourself, why is this? What's going on with this picture? What has taken place in the life of that locust is that during this pivotal season, the locust is likened unto something, we'll say, like a bumblebee. The science can't explain how a bumblebee is able to actually fly. Scientifically, it doesn't make sense. Scientifically, it doesn't even out. It doesn't add up. Because the butterfly, the bumblebee, the body, it's too big. And the wings are too small and too thin. So if you draw it up and put it from a scientific standpoint, there's no way that these little bitty thin wings is going to carry all this weight. And yet it happens. So the locust is similar to that. The only difference is the locust relies on wind. So they can explain, okay, even though the wings, doesn't add up in terms of the wings being able to haul around all this body, but we get it. They rely on the wind. We can explain that one. Point that I'm making is the locust relies on wind. That word, there's that word again, wind. The locust is relying on wind to get from point A to point B. And during the season of all these changing winds, the locust has to be what I'm encouraging you to be, which is very aware, very discerning, very intentional, very meticulous when it comes to assessing these winds, when it comes to judging these winds. Because the locust that you saw or may see on its bottom or on its back spinning around, that's the locust that misjudged the wind. And when the subtle changes in the wind happened, that locust decided, mistakenly of course, obviously, it decided that, okay, this is the wind that I was waiting for. This is the wind that's going to take me from this side of the field to that side of the field where there's more food, there's more water, there's mating season, there's all these different things. This is the wind that I've been waiting for to get me over there. And so he released into that wind, but he misjudged. The wind wasn't strong enough for him to get to where he or she was trying to go. So it ends up on his back, can't flip over, can't get up. It's going to just spin around until it's no more. He misjudged the wind, jumped too soon, and that was the outcome. The locust that you see, whether it's the locust that's still in its shell body and hanging on to the tree, or if you get there the next day, the next couple days, the locust has totally decomposed and now there's just a shell there on the side of the tree. That's the locust that he or she also misjudged the wind. And on the opposite, on the flip side of that coin, they didn't jump too soon, but they waited too late. They thought, time is not right. Nope, not time for me to move. Wind's not strong enough. Wind's not going to sustain long enough. I best stay here. And they sat and they waited. And they waited until there were no more. And now you begin to comprehend. Because meanwhile, there are other locusts. And these locusts, you see whirling around in the sky, minding their business, doing what they're doing, going where they're supposed to go, or arriving where it's meant for them to arrive. You see them, or sometimes you don't see them at all, because they've completed their journey. Either way, they judged accurately. They made it to the other side. They made it to their destination. They read the winds appropriately. So where are you? Because the same season is at work and at play in your life right now. You've been sensing it. You've been feeling it. You've been noticing the subtle shifts and changes in the wind. And now you must know, hey, do I sit still? Do I sit still? And if I sit still, when do I move? Obviously, I don't sit still until I'm no more. That's not the purpose either. But I can't get ants in my pants and jump the nest, because that's not the answer either. This is where discernment, this is where prayer, this is where good old-fashioned fellowship, commitment, paying attention to the details, the intimacies of the energies. Because divine timing is a real thing. And some of you guys are at this point to where, according to divine timing, you should be sitting still. There's no time for you to get ants in your pants and go out and start welcoming people and situations and circumstances into your life and making monetary investments or starting new relationships, starting new careers, moving because the opportunity presented itself. The wind came. The opportunity was there. Oh, there's a new job opening. I've always wanted this job. It pays well. It's in the city that I've always dreamt of going to. Wow. And then you get over there, you put all your eggs into that nest, you make the move, and then 2 months later, the company goes bankrupt. You jump your nest. You welcome that person, that situation, that new belief system, whatever it is. You welcome that into your life. And then shortly thereafter, then you realize, just like that locust did, hey man, I moved too soon. I should have continued to sit still. I should have continued to be patient and waited for the right wind. So some of you guys are in this season where, in spite of the opportunities and the doors that seemingly miraculously swing open, it's time for you to sit still. And of course, the flip side of that coin is, hey, some of you guys, it's time for you guys to move forward, to step out on faith, irregardless of the situation, the circumstances. The doors appear to be locked. There's no job opening over there. There's no this, there's no that. But the winds, the season the season, the ability to discern, this is my time. This is my moment to ride this wind and move forward. And welcome this person. Welcome these people. Welcome this different mindset to make that move and buy that house, invest in that company, let go of a relationship, whatever the case may be. It's your season right now. And just like that locust that's trapped on the side of the tree, who refused or who inaccurately read the winds when they did not move forward and it was time for them to move forward, well, we know what happened to them as well. So where are you? Because this is a new season. And the choices that you make, the moves that you make, or the moves that you, based on his guidance and not your own intellect, the moves that you don't make, the moves that you make, the moves that you don't make, the people that you welcome in, the people that you let go, the thoughts, everything about you is pivotal during this time and this season. Now, you don't have to overthink this. You don't have to overanalyze this. You just need to be aware of this. And by his grace, he will download to you the specificities of what you need to be detailing and micromanaging in terms of your decision making and discerning these winds. And do you move forward or do you stand still? Do you embrace or do you resist? That is today's message. And again, there are some of you out there that this message is resonating with, down to the very molecules of your very essence. You know it, and I know it. So if there's any way that this ministry can be of service, of assistance to you, reach out. I'd love the opportunity. I would be blessed to be able to assist you in any way that, God would have me to. This thing that we refer to as God would have me to. But you got friends, true family members, true loved ones. Spend time in fellowship with them. Spend time in good old-fashioned isolation, self-imposed isolation, moments and times of reflecting, being introspective. Because this is a very pivotal time. Don't jump too soon and don't wait too late. Be like the locust that timed it perfectly. And when I say that timed it perfect, I mean that read the winds according to good old-fashioned divine discernment and knew when to move forward and when to stand still. So that's what I got for you guys, man. I'm faithfully hopeful or faithfully confident that this message was edifying to you. If you found any value in today's message, or if you think there's the possibility of anyone else finding value in today's message, then please hit the share button. Let's start there. Hit the share button. Pay this message forward. Give this message an opportunity to go out there and be of value, to provide value to someone. Hit the share button, will you please? And then if it's not asking too much, I would also request that you also hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed. That way you help grow this ministry by way of the YouTube algorithm. And if you'd like to receive a notification every time I upload a new message, then also please hit the bell icon. I want to talk to you guys about what makes this a different kind of ministry. Very differently, or very briefly, I should say, pardon me, very briefly. Hey, what makes this a different kind of ministry is that this ministry is not based on religion, although this ministry does traces its origins back to religion. This ministry is not handcuffed or limited by religious beliefs, religious practices, and or religious dogma. This ministry, in fact, is promoting a holistic mind, body, and spirit approach to life, to health and wellness, and to running the race that He has set before us. This ministry provides you with real world services that are designed to help nourish and strengthen you in your mental you, your physical you, and your spiritual you. These services consist of experiential-based philosophical consultative services for the mind, ISSA certified fitness training for the body, and clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices for the spirit and for the soul. Additional services in which this holistic approach is utilized consist of good old-fashioned motivational speaking as well as youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. Now, if you'd like some specific details about these services, what they consist of, how they're implemented, and how they can be beneficial to you, then please watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. Please also visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. And if you have any further questions or if you'd like to schedule your initial consultation and evaluation in any or all of those services, I'm going to leave an email link down in the description box. And that information contained there is what makes this a different kind of ministry. As far as what makes me a different kind of minister, please watch a video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. You may be turned off by that testimony and disclosure video, or you may be totally inspired, motivated, and encouraged by it. So either way, watch that video, guys. And I'd love to hear from you on either side of that coin. But that's what I got for you guys. If the Holy Spirit moves you guys to help support me in my God-given assignment to spend as much time humanly possible making videos like these, providing the information, and all of these things that these messages are designed to do. If you'd like to help me in my quest to spend more time doing that, then please make a monetary donation. I'm going to leave a Cash App link down in the description box. And remember that no amount is too small. And that's what I got for you guys today. The video, My Testimony and Disclosure, will put a bow on it, if you will, when it comes to what makes me a different kind of minister. So I'm going to get out of here, but not before, as always, encouraging you guys to live a life that prioritizes faith over fear. Sound familiar? Faith. To take that leap of faith when God has revealed to you that the timing is right. That requires faith, because everything in the physical arena may not line up with that. That requires faith. Conversely, you may feel like you're falling behind. You may think like you don't have any more time to let go by. You may feel like you're too far back and you'll never get there. And yet He's revealed to you that it's time for you to sit still. That requires faith, to sit still when you know you really want to move forward. That requires faith. So always live a life that prioritizes faith over fear, truth over tradition, knowledge over nonsense, love over lust, and people over profit. That's what I got for you guys. You are definitely in a very divinely orchestrated season. And the opportunity to face these challenges. You know, challenges, and I believe it's, don't quote me, I believe it's in the Chinese language. Challenge means both risk and opportunity. It means them both. So you're in these seasons of these challenges. A challenge to sit still when you know you want to move forward. A challenge to play it safe when you know you want to move forward. And a challenge to not move forward, even though the opportunity seems like it's perfect for you to do so. So you are in a very pivotal season. God is with you. He'll never leave you. He'll never forsake you. Reach out to this ministry if I can be of assistance to you. But that's what I got for you guys. I love you all, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.